Hi snowboarders, JG here at Ski Essentials. Here today talking about our 2024 on snow test, and today I'm talking about the K2 Passport. The Passport is part of the Landscape series, and this is a unisex model board, and it starts at a 146, so it goes into a 49, 51, 54, right up on into the 60s with some wide models in there. It's a directional free ride shape with 8 millimeters of taper, and what that means is your widest point in your nose and your widest point in your tail. The tail is 8 millimeters narrower than your nose width, and that does a lot of things. It makes the nose wider for riding and power, more lift and more float, but makes the tail a little bit easier releasing out of turns, sinking the tail for slowing down and powder if needed, and just a really back foot off your turn and out of your turn. Your back foot doesn't have as much width back here to pressure. It's got a dual radius side cut where the radius in the tip and tail is a little bit different and tighter than in between your feet, and that gets you into your turn and out of your turn a little easier, a little smoother, but it also gives you a lot of pressure for deeper carving turns with the deeper side cut underneath your feet. It does have carbon stringers in it, and what's interesting about this board, Clark wrote it. He's one of our testers, and I think he wrote it in a longer size of maybe 159, and he gave it a 10 overall rating and said it's the free ride board that dominates. He thought it was aggressive, but yet still playful, that he could go anywhere on the mountain on it, and he thought he could ride it as his everyday board pretty much here in Vermont. And again, it's interesting with some of these boards, the smaller sizes are definitely geared for lighter riders, smaller riders, women riders. But I ride this board, I ride this 149. The 51 is usually my go-to board that I really enjoy riding the most. And sometimes out west or somewhere up in British Columbia or somewhere, I'll ride a 154 length. And that's kind of my upper range. But it's cool, again, that I can ride, 3 different size or 3 different length boards in the same shape. And I know the shape really well, so I'm not like trying to figure that out. I can just jump on them and go. But I've been finding that I've been riding the 49 a lot more recently. And just a really great riding board. And, I recommend this shape to a lot of women who are getting into the free ride. And they don't want a lot of taper, and they still want to have some tail off the back, and this is a great board for that because you don't really feel like it's a full-on tapered board like a 15 to 20 millimeters of taper. It only has 8, so you're good there. Setback stance, can't go wrong. I highly recommend this one as well. K2 Passport.